All right, now in this segment, we are in step 2 of the 9-step seller conversion sequence, which is pre-appointment intelligence. What to do prior to the appointment. So we just covered preparing your file. Now we're going to get into pre-appointment intelligence, what's to do prior. And what we're going to do is we are going to show up to each appointment 15 to 20 minutes early. And this is incredibly important because you want to be able to get an understanding of the neighborhood and a feel for the neighborhood, so you can, because listen, a seller drives around his own neighborhood. He's going to be driving around his neighborhood, and he's going to see a house down the street, and it's going to be listed, and he's going to call up the realtor, talk to the friend or neighbor, whatever, and find out what it's listed for. And he doesn't understand that the square footage makes a difference. He doesn't understand that the actual listing it has not sold yet, so it's not a comparable sale. So he doesn't understand all those variables when it comes to determining value on a property. So if you don't know, and he turns around and pulls out the card, an objection, and goes, wait a minute here, the house down the street is selling for $260. Why are you offering me $175? Right? And you don't know how to answer that question correctly, then you're dead in the water. You're going to lose the appointment. But if you know that property is 500 square foot bigger, right, and you know that that property has been fully renovated, and you know it's just listed and not sold, well, guess what? There's all your ammunition to be able to wipe out that house and use that. And so a seller can't use that objection. If you can't wipe out that objection, guess what? You're going to be stuck on it. You're not going to be able to get over it. So driving in the neighborhood, looking at comparable properties is incredibly important. And then writing down all the properties that have signs for sale by owner, for rent, or that are vacant properties. How do you tell if a property is vacant? Typically, the power meter is not on. It's either going to be digital, right? So you're going to see it ticking digitally, or there's going to be a little spinning thing. And that little spinning, that meter will not be moving. That's how you know if a property is vacant. It might be full of weeds. It might be boarded up. It might be just looks like dark all the time. It might be papers or the mailbox full, or the papers filled up in the front of the thing. Those are gold properties. And here's the deal: you got to understand, we're in sales, right? We're in sales. We're looking to convert more deals. Well, what happens is, a lot of the appointments we go on are going to be tied to marketing dollars, meaning we're going to spend money on direct mail, we're going to spend money on Google AdWords, we're going to spend money on other different lead sources, and that money spent is going to generate a lead, and that lead is we're going to drive an appointment, right? So there is dollars, right, that is basically connected to each appointment you go on. Now, some of the best deals you can get are the deals that are not tied to marketing dollars, and those are the for sale by owners, for rent, and vacant properties that you find while going on appointments. You're already there anyways. Now, they have whole courses, teaching just like this on driving for dollars, where people teach how to go drive around and look for houses and knock on the doors and try to find the sellers and all that type of. There's entire courses on that teach driving for dollars. So when you're on an appointment, I get some of my best deals when I drive around to appointments. I'm going to hit 5, 6 appointments a day. I'm going to go drive around the neighborhoods, and I'm going to write down a list of all the for sale by owners, all the for rent, vacant properties, and I'm going to go back and I'm going to show you in week 4 what we do to basically locate those sellers, locate those self-generated leads, and how to be able to monetize those, and be able to send them letters, either call their relatives, whatever, and be able to get those deals done. So pre-appointment intelligence is incredibly important. These are my top real estate apps that I use. There's a cap rate app, Zillow app, of course, loan calculator, Redfin, LoopNet, HUD Homes, Meetup, Dropbox, and QDesign. Now, QDesign is great. That's where I sign all my docs. Sign all my contracts. So I'll get contracts that come in, I'll sign them on QDesign, and I'll email them back to Brandon or the title company. Redfin and Zillow are great because they have geolocation on it, and so what it will do is, you're in a neighborhood, you could open up that app, it'll geolocate your location. You can drive around and you can look at the pictures and you can get all the information about the listed or for properties that have sold. So this is a great thing when you're driving the neighborhood and you see a house down the street, it's listed, and you know the seller is going to bring it up. Don't you want to know everything about it? So you drive by it, you click on the information, you look at it, and you can do this on Zillow prior just so you have an understanding. But if you're going on 4 or 5 appointments a day, it's good to have a fresh knowledge going in, driving 15, 20 minutes early, and then be able to drive that neighborhood. You go down the street, you pull it up on Redfin, you look at the pictures, how many days on market, what the square footage is, because you know for a fact the seller is going to be able to do that. And it's a real good thing to eliminate that objection prior. So when you're talking to a seller and you go, oh yeah, you know, I stopped by down Holy Cabin House, it is decked out, it's beautiful. They must have spent $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 renovating the house. You know, unfortunately though, it hasn't sold yet, so it's been sitting there about 140 days now. So, you know, I'm sure they're going to have to drop the price pretty dramatically to be able to get that sold. So imagine that. You can overcome that objection while you're walking around the house and talking to the seller and building rapport. So having that knowledge is incredibly important.